All right. Welcome back. Well, I've got this video is going to be kind of more for informative, more for information on an engine, and I by no means mean to knock down the company. This engine is from Briggs and Stratton, and Briggs and Stratton has put out some excellent engines. I have plenty out here that I love. You know, they're V-twins I like. I have a couple of Vanguards back here, a couple of push mowers with Briggs and Stratton in. I have a washer that I've had for 20 years, and the engine's just bulletproof, right? But every once in a while, you know, and it happens to everybody, you know, every company out there, every once in a while, you look at, you know, in the automotive sector where they have recalls and recalls and recalls, right? You know, nothing's perfect. It's all just design work, and with automotive, it's fairly complicated. It's some really heavy-duty engineering going on. So if there's any kind of recall, well, it's great that they found it, and it's great that they're able to fix it. You know, it's a hassle sometimes, but that's the way it goes. Well, apparently Briggs and Stratton's going through this on this certain engine. I've worked on, I think, 4 of them last year, rebuilt one of them. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I just went to a guy's place. He called and said, "Hey, my carburetor needs cleaning or something. Can you come over and fix it?" And I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, dude, that's not your carburetor," you know. And I showed him, you know, what should have taken me, you know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I was there for a couple of hours trying to explain to him what was going on. So now I have another one. So let me show you what I'm looking at. So this is the engine I'm talking about. And it's been put on quite a few different stuff. This one's the Craftsman YT3000. I see these all the time. This is, I guess, the 5th one, the 2nd one this year, and I went through 4 of them last year. And I saw somebody on Craigslist, they actually said the Craftsman YT3000, but when you look over, they had obviously did an engine swap and they put a V-twin on it, and were selling it off. So apparently they went through the same thing, but that's it. The Briggs and Stratton Platinum 21 gross horsepower with XRD. I don't know what XRD is at the moment, but that's the engine. And let me show you what happens. You know, of course, there's the model number and all that good stuff. Let me show you what happens when we look those parts up. Alright, so you can see this is the engine that was on that Platinum, the Briggs and Stratton Platinum, the 19 horsepower. So let's scan down and find, there's camshaft, crankshaft. Alright, vertical engine. We look at that real close. Let's see. So there's the camshaft. Looks like it has the camshaft and the tappet there also. We'll see, number 46. What was that? 46, 45 and 46. Okay. Scanning on down, there's the tappet valve. Okay, there's the camshaft. But look at that, not available. So that tells you something there. And I'm kind of surprised that they have not. I'm sorry, my cat's in the way. So you can see over here, this little piece right here on the camshaft, that is the compression release. And as it spins faster, that spreads out and it stops releasing, right? But see, they're still showing it not available, and I would hate to work on that engine until I see a new part or superseded by XX whatever, right? So right now they know there's obviously a problem with that. And here's something else. Let's search Google for that. So now when you look, you do the search for that camshaft, but look at all of these aftermarket parts. And some of them are pretty affordable, right? But look at the kits. They're the camshaft, the seals, you know, some even the tappets. There's some that even just have the camshaft and the seals, but it looks like they are just specifically to address that problem, right? Which is fine and dandy, but which camshaft are they using here? Is this camshaft going to fail? Is this the fixed version of this faulty camshaft? Don't know yet. I would love to break that engine apart again and, well, I say again, tear that one apart and fix the problem. Let me show you what happens when that thing fails. Okay, here's my dolly full of old engines. This one's actually still pretty good. It's a 16 horse twin cylinder. The older box heads. Great engine. But anyway, see my little box of goodies here? Guess what this came off of? These are all the old parts from one of those Platinum engines that I rebuilt. Even had to replace the sump here. You can see where all this was cracked off. Where else? I think there were some cracks somewhere else, but that was the main problem. There's the camshaft, and you can see there's the faulty compression release right there. And once that broke and got into everything, holy cow, look at that. I mean, there's the governor. Yeah, so this piece was what this goes on the main housing, and that was the little control knob that slides in and out of that controls your governor. You see the governor came off in pieces. Yeah, just look at that. I don't know what I did with the piston. It's out here somewhere. But look at all that. It just mangles everything when it went through. Yep, there's the piece that's supposed to slide through here. So even that part of the governor I had to take off. There's the counterweight. Yeah, it just leaves a total mess. That one I had rebuilt, and now after looking at all that, I'm not so sure I replaced it with the proper replacement part, right? The camshaft with the, you know, I sure hope I did not put a potentially faulty camshaft back in that guy, because, you know, who knows, it could be a year. I guess it was last summer when I did it, so hopefully that's not going to come back and haunt me. I just looked at another one over at a guy's place, and he kept saying, he thinks it's the, you know, it won't hardly crank. And I looked at the valves, looked at everything I could. First he was saying it was just his carburetor needs cleaning or whatever, right? And I looked at it, and man, the carburetor is good, dude. But I went in and dug down and showed him the valves, showed him everything else, and I was like, all right, anything further, you know, I'm going to have to crack this engine open. We'll take a look at the heads. But I was trying to tell him, I've seen a lot of these, and he didn't like to hear that at all, of course. I wouldn't either. I mean, it's kind of disheartening when you find out you have a problematic engine. But this one, you can hear the click, you know, when I don't know if you can, Let's listen real quick. Boom. Hear that click? So that was the usually it's not as pronounced, but you can hear it when that the valve goes through and it's top dead center on the compression stroke, and you feel that, you can hear the click of that compression release. Well, that was pretty loud. And when you crank the engine starts up and it runs, but you can hear that clicking while it's running. Let's see. Let me go ahead and start it and see if you can tell what I'm talking about here. Hear the click? Well, if you hear, it's almost a knock, but it's really that clicking, right? So if you can hear that, that is on its way out. But that's why I'm not working on it yet. I'm not going to keep running this thing until it breaks down, because you can see what happens when it does. I have a box full of shredded parts. But yeah, so that's what I'm facing with this. Well, that is the problem. And I by no means, like I said, I hate to, I'm not trashing Briggs and Stratton. But I know all last year it was kind of hard for, any kind of customer support. And I ordered a couple of parts, straight from them, and I kept getting the wrong pieces. But and customer service was kind of lacking because, of course, everybody knows they went through, recent bankruptcy, and they're out of it now. But hopefully things will start shaping up for them, and hopefully they'll come out with some, new line of, good engines. I mean, they used to be the engine to have, and some guys love them. I used to be a huge Briggs and Stratton fan. But we'll see what happens in the next couple of years, But that's it. That's what to watch out for. If you hear that clicking or any kind of knocking coming out of that engine, just shut it down before it just totally breaks apart, And I guess if you're in the business, if you're actually, in small engine repair or work in a shop somewhere, you're probably aware of what's going on, right? It's and the reason I'm doing this, because in the past videos I had some guys come on and you don't know what you're talking about. It's Briggs and Stratton makes a great engine. Blah blah blah. You just you don't know what you're doing. That kind of attitude. It's like, well, I kind of do know what I'm doing, and because looking at these parts and whatnot, and looking how they're discontinuing and replacement, recalls and all that stuff. Well, I used, in a past life, I was in automotive. I was a mechanical engineer, and I can see the process going through. That set aside, like I said, I'm not trying to trash. I'm not trying to trash Briggs and Stratton. I just want to kind of say, if you have one of these, what to watch out for. And like I said, if you start hearing something coming off that engine like that, the clicking or knocking, just shut it down before it really tears it apart. And then make a decision, do you need to get it fixed? Do you just want to do an engine swap, and keep going, or what? I mean, there's options out there, and I'm just kind of waiting until I see a replacement part published and on the market before I get one of the aftermarket parts and kits to fix it, because I don't know if that's a fixed part or am I putting a potentially bad part back in, But, well, that's it. A real quick video. I can't wait to hear the feedback of it, from this, because, I've never, done anything like this one before, but it'll be interesting to see. I hope this helps everybody, and especially the guys that have this engine. I'm sure there's plenty out there that have no problem at all, but seeing that that they discontinued the part, well, that tells you something, right? But anyway, excuse my rambling there, but yeah, so if you know, I'm not an authorized, you know, Briggs and Stratton dealer or repair shop or anything like that. So, you know, I don't get any service bulletins, anything like that. I just find everything else on my own. So if anybody knows any more, let me know. I'd like to see what's going on and you know, get updated on this, because I have a feeling I'm gonna see plenty more of these engines coming up this year and next year, whoever knows how long. But yeah, just sorry for all the rambling there, but I think it's kind of important. I mean, it's just like a you know, a recall on your car. I mean, it's pretty catastrophic failure going on here on these engines. So I guess that's about it. Think about it. Let me know if you know anything. And thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch for my next video.